It's story time, motherfuckers.
Hey peeps, it's Perk, and today we're back with another Storytime Saturday with Sakura Spirit. We're gonna go ahead and continue where we left off. We were having a fun time last time we left off, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue said fun times. I'm excited to get back into this game with this visual novel. It was really fun reading through it. So I may not remember all the people's names immediately because I'm just really bad with remembering names, especially names in other languages, you know. But let's see, we got our senpai hat on today. And we got our Pocky here, cookies and cream Pocky. That'll be our snack for the recording. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so last time we left off, we had our two Kitsune sisters, our two Kitsune's twins, sisters. I'm sorry. We had them cooking for us, and we tried some of the soup. So we're gonna go ahead and continue what we left off on. So let's get right into it. That's not true. I'll learn how to cook and I'll clean for you. And I don't know what else, but it'll be fun learning. I'll tell you some other things as what else. What you mean? Michael, you should stop that. You know very well that it would be pointless for you to marry him. Only the villagers know how to craft a wedding sash, and we both know this will not happen. That's not necessarily true, Michiko-san. It only becomes ever more evident that you are not of this world, Taka-kun. The villagers do not tolerate our existence. They despise us. We could never ask such a favor of them. All we have to do is find some way to make the villagers accept you, but I guess I'll need to learn more about the village itself before we can do that. True that. The pale-haired woman shook her head slowly, her ears flattening against her head as she did. Oh, she's all sad now. It's not that simple. They would never trust us. Humans and fox spirits have never been able to get along. I am honestly surprised that you have been able to tolerate us this long. Well, you know, that's kind of because I'm apparently from another world. That's apparently a thing. I would be happy to be proven wrong, and you are free to stay here as long as you wish until, of course, you two grow wary of our ways and decide to leave. Just had Pocky on my lip. That's cool. Oni-sama, please don't say things like that. Takahiro wouldn't do that. Would you, Takahiro? Of course not. I wouldn't be able to abandon someone just because they're different species. That's not the way of Gushiken Takahiro does things. Dang right. Especially when they have boobs. However, I do remember the village elder telling me that it wasn't just the fox spirits. It sounded like humans and spirits everywhere have been on bad terms for a long time. Do you know why, Machiko-san? I do not recall much information Much information is withheld even from someone such as myself. Most spirits keep to themselves these days. There are a few exceptions, Suyuri being one of them. Powerful spirits come and go as they please, but they tend to remain in their world. Fox spirits, however, have no place to go. We are stuck in the human world for better or for worse. I don't know what you mean here. For me, it's for better right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bye. Huh? I didn't realize it was like that. I guess I'm finally learning stuff. Well, this Chiori character lives in that shrine, right? We should try asking her for some ideas. No. We do not need to go see her. Absolutely not. No, I don't want to see her. I don't want to. Oh, look at her expression. She's all, look at that. She's all like embarrassed. It's adorable. I was somewhat taken aback by Machiko's sudden childish way of speaking. It reminded me of the times I had been told to go visit the doctor when I was younger, complaining and throwing tantrums along the way. Oh man, this hair right here just being really annoying. But isn't she the only one that can help us? I refuse to go. Shiori is a friend, and I dislike the idea of spending even a second in her presence. Wait, hold up. That doesn't compute. How is she a friend and you don't want to be in her presence? Machiko, are you lying? She can't be that bad, can she? Besides, if anything happens, I'll protect you. Fine. If it really means that much to you, I will attempt to lead you to the shrine again. But you will enter the grounds alone. I don't want to go anywhere near that place. You will be on your own, Takakun. Can I come on, Oni-sama? Absolutely not. I forbid it. You are not allowed to follow us under any circumstances, Michael. Fine. I'll stay here, just like you said. I'll be here, in the mansion, all alone, unprotected, all by myself. Who knows what might happen to me? I could get trapped under a bookcase and die. Or I could slip on a banana peel and die. Or get bored and die. Of boredom. I'd be so super duper bored sitting here all alone in the same place day in and day out. Fine, I get it. You may come along, but you must be on your best behavior, little one. No running around and no talking unless spoken to. Okay! Despite Maiko's cheerfulness, I couldn't help but wonder what had happened between Machiko and this Suri for her to react so strongly. I keep having trouble saying Suri's name. Suri. I decided that maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to spend some time with the two sisters to get to know them a bit better. Well, I do have 2 weeks until I need to get back into my own world, so there's really no rush. How about we do something else instead? I'm sure Machiko-san wouldn't mind the distraction. Well, the longer I get to stay away from that place, the better. How about bringing Maiko-chan along to get to fetch some desserts for us? There are oranges, apples, and a small vineyard behind the mansion. I could whip up some cream to go with it if you like. I can whip up some cream too. Anyway, sure, that sounds easy enough. Let's get us some delicious fruit, Maiko-chan. Alright, but I want to stay. I like Machiko. I want to be around Machiko. I'll help you whip up some cream, man. What you mean? What you mean? I'll help you whip up some cream, alright? Oops. As Maiko led me towards the garden of the impressive mansion, she seemed a little quiet, as though she had something on her mind. I wanted to ask her about it, but something about the way her ears sagged and her tail hung low told me that probably wasn't the best idea. I decided I would simply try to cheer her up. So which do you prefer, Maiko-chan? Apples, grapes, or oranges? We could gather all three, but I bet we can grab a few for ourselves first. Apples, I guess. I knew a fox spirit once, a friend of Oni-sama who loved apples. I can't remember her name though. I guess my head's a bit hollow. Apples are awesome, crunchy on the outside and sweet on the inside. And your head isn't hollow, silly. If that was true, I think I'd still be stuck in that jail cell. I'm good at English. Oni-sama did most of the thinking though. I just sort of went along with the things she said. Well, someone has to take the lead. Besides, I'm still grateful for your help all the same. How about... I playfully flicked Mako's forehead with a grin. See? It doesn't sound hollow at all. I'm sure there's plenty of clever thoughts in that pretty little head of yours. Ow! Meanie! Now you know I'm right, at least. Anyway, let's go get those apples, shall we? Okay, I'll get them. You grab the basket over there. Alright, let's get down to business. To defeat the Huns. I'm done. I'm sorry. I apologize. Feeling hyped, I went to grab one of those baskets stacked nearby and returned to Maiko, who had started climbing one of the trees. The girl looked accustomed to climbing, but her small hands had me a bit worried. Hanging from the branch with just her legs, she checked to see if the apples were ripe. Maiko-chan, be careful, you might slip. Ow! The girl had thrown an apple at me, and while my reflexes let me catch it with ease, the force behind it still stung my palm a little. Of course, I did exaggerate a bit for the girl. Haha, I'll be fine, Takakun. I've been climbing trees like these all my life. Even the most experienced climbers end up running into trouble if they aren't careful. I smiled weakly at the girl's excited attitude, placing the apple I caught into the basket. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm a fox spirit. I won't fall. I'm super careful. Watch! I'll go grab the apples near the top. Well, wait, Michael-chan, unless you can fly, I don't think you should go for those.
Fly? I can't do that, silly Taka-kun. Who has ever heard of a flying fox spirit? Ah!
Oh, Lord Jesus, she fell. As expected, the moment Michael tried to reach for one of the apples near the top of the tree, the girl ended up losing her footing and tumbling towards the ground with a loud cry. Michael! My reflexes quickly kicked in to gear, trying to catch the girl before she hit the ground. Unfortunately, I didn't notice the apples scattered around the tree. As a result, I ended up tripping over them. I managed another few steps and was able to catch Michael before I dropped to the ground. My head was throbbing. Once I had recovered from the fall, I tried to sit up, but found myself held down by a small but substantial weight. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Opening my eyes, I looked up to see Michael sitting on my lap. Owie! I guess I tried to reach a bit too far. Thank you, Takahiro. You saved me! And you gave me a soft, well, kinda soft and kinda hard landing. Kinda hard? Michael-chan, don't you mind, you're crushing me. What? Oh my gosh, Takahiro, I'm so sorry! I'm sorry! As the younger girl grew increasingly flustered, I knew I had to calm her down. Gently, I tilted my legs beneath her and she toppled forwards, her head resting against my chest. I guess we've learned that fox spirits can be pretty clumsy. Or maybe Michael is even cuter close up than I thought. What? Takahiro, I think you're mistaking me for Oni-sama. I mean, you still cute though. I mean, you can still get the Dino, but your sister though, right now she's kind of like the waifu right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nope, I'm talking about you. You have the innocent side to you that's really charming. I wouldn't be surprised if lots of people from the village would want to claim you as their adorable little sister once we've cleared up all those misunderstandings. I'd be happy to call you my brother Takahiro, but lots of people in the village are super mean. I just want to spend time with you and Oni-sama. But brother? How about darling? Wait, hold up. Okay, I see you swagging. The darling? I don't know if I'm ready for that. Really? I think we'd be a cute couple. A hero and a fox spirit living happily ever after. Your sister could stay too. We could raise a little family. I mean, we already have a house, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. And any guy from my world would kill to have a pretty wife like you. I held back a chuckle, knowing all too well that my teasing was taking effect, and yet I was so happy to see her spirit seemingly lifted. Thank you. Thank you, Takani. I think Taka-kun would be better. Machiko-san probably wouldn't like another sibling, but I'm glad you cheered up. You didn't seem too happy earlier. The way your tail and your ears were hanging low reminded me of a scolded puppy. Huh? Oh, right. I was just thinking is all. You know about the spell I wanted to try. The one that needs silky wedding undies. Wedding sash. It's kind of like a belt that the bride wears during the wedding ceremony. I doubt any spell involving panties would be a good idea to cast. Oh, I thought it was like wedding undies that you wear on your wedding night. Anyway, the spell. I don't know why, but I wanted to try it for a little while now. And well, it's a gate spell. Not like those temporary ones. Those are easy to make. A permanent one like a portal to a different place. It sounds interesting, but are you sure it's safe? Silatakani, that's not the point. The spell. This spell, it might be able to help you. While that's all good and all, I prefer not ending up in the middle of a sea or a live volcano. I think we should be a bit more careful with your magic. I'm a good mage. With no healing spell, but you know, I ain't gonna say that. That's what Harry said when he told Atlantis he had the solution to their water shortage. Huh? What's Atlantis? A city with high ambitions sunk into the deep due to the poor management. Anyway,
I think it's best if we get an expert's opinion before we try anything. We're going to visit Tsuri anyway, so maybe she'll be able to help tell us if your spell will get me home. Wow, but Su-chan told me I shouldn't use magic at all. She said it was only for her to use or something. Maybe she had a reason for saying that, like, maybe, I don't know. Do your spells have side effects? You're just like Oni-sama. She forbid me too, but I showed her that spells could be helpful and that I could control them, so she let me do more research. I'm not going to throw spells around like they're nothing. I'm not a dumb little kid. I'm not going to do anything. Besides, you seem old enough to take care of yourself. Not that I know how old someone like you might be, but beware of the dark side of magic. In most stories, magical usually comes with a high price. Like, what would you do if magic gave you a terrible tummy ache, or headaches, or even worse, diarrhea? Then you better prepare a gate spell to the nearest bathroom. I do get headaches, but those aren't really all that big of a deal, and I get to do a lot of things for Oni-sama. I'm not going to change that ever, so there! Oops. No. Okay. Did I? No. Yeah, okay. I thought I accidentally clicked auto, so I was weird. I was wondering whether or not I, yeah, anyway. Pocky time. I already said I wasn't going to make you do anything. However, what you do need to change is the fact that you're straddling me and, you're rather close, so I'd appreciate it if you can get off. I'd appreciate it if I could get off too, but you know, I'm just saying. But you're so warm and soft. I could just curl up and sleep on you. Wait. Don't go falling asleep on me. Yeah. Just kidding. I wouldn't do something like that out here. Maybe tonight, though. It's only fair since Oni-sama got to do it. But more importantly, dessert! Dessert is really important. It's a very important part of anything. We need to get back inside. Oni-sama is probably wondering what's taking so long. I couldn't really argue with the girl's impeccable logic. With a smile, I helped the girl to her feet and gathered the few fallen apples into the basket. We returned to Machiko and enjoyed our desserts together. It wasn't too long after that Machiko started to feel sleepy, so Machiko took her to bed, wishing me a good night. The next morning. It's my attempt at the SpongeBob narrator. I apologize. I awoke the next morning to the sun filtering in through the wooden blinds. Yawning loudly, the girls have been very gracious, giving me an entire room to myself, and it was certainly a lot bigger than my room back home. It was still early in the morning, likely a bit before breakfast. I decided to spend a short moment gathering my thoughts. It was clear that in order to learn more about the situation, I would need to pay a visit to the shrine. Maybe I could even find the answers to some other questions that have been lingering in the back of my mind for a while now. The fact that Machiko seemed surprisingly nervous at the mention of Suri's name made me wonder about their relationship. What could possibly have happened that made Machiko react like that? Getting their names mixed up, they're so similar. I hate parents that name their kids so similarly, man. Like, all my siblings, we all start with the letter D. Devin, Dalen, Destiny. No one knows. They call us whatever one comes to their mind first. It's ridiculous. Everyone in the family. Everyone. Anyway. The apparent hostility between the villagers and the fox bears was another issue altogether, of course. I couldn't forget about the fact that I needed to find a way to get home as well. Just as I finished gathering my thoughts, Maiko's voice resounded from downstairs. Takani, breakfast is ready. Could you go get One-sama? Sure, we'll be right there. I quickly wade my way out of the room, finding myself within one of the corridors of the mansion. Once outside, it didn't take very long for me to find Machiko wandering down the corridor, her lips curving into a smile when she saw me. No need to look for me, Taka-kun. Mako's voice reached me loud and clear. Good morning, Machiko-san. Did you sleep well? It was a decent sleep, although perhaps a bit lonely. However, you seem to be getting along with my little sister, Takani, was it? Perhaps I should consider you my rival in the quest for the heart of my dear Mako-chan. Nah, son. She seems to like it. I guess I'll be stuck with that name for a while. Oh, is it not to your liking? Well, perhaps you would prefer darling instead. Oh, Lord Jesus, she heard the conversation. Lord Jesus, she heard it. No, it's not good. No. This is me fighting off. I don't even know what I'm fighting off. Perhaps you prefer darling instead. You were watching us? Indeed. It was taking you both such a long time, I grew rather curious and snuck out. But I didn't see you at all. Well, I am a fox spirit. Hiding myself from humans is like playing hide and seek with a child. Holy crap, I just got roasted. Then why didn't you use your hiding skills to hide from the guards? Now that you mention it, the thought never occurred to me. Well, it certainly was fun getting chased by them. Unfortunately, Mako does not have the best control over her change. She is far too excitable and is unable to maintain the illusion. It is her own magical spot. It is her one magical blind spot. I can speak words really well. I'm sure it wouldn't have been fun if Tsundere Tyrant had caught you both. That certainly would have been an unpleasant experience. Then again, I'm sure you would have ended up saving me, wouldn't you, Taka-kun? I noticed a subtle change in Machiko's voice as the sweet sugar-coated words caused my cheeks to flush red. Oh man, this chick. I really wasn't any good at dealing with this girl's flirty attitude. I volunteer as tribute. I volunteer. Let me do. Stepping backwards, I turned towards the stairs at the end of the corridor and replied in a hurried tone. Mako-chan is waiting for us. And with that, I rushed towards the kitchen with Machiko giggling behind me as she followed. Ah, good morning, both of you. I fixed up some eggs and toast for you. There are some oranges too. Ah, wonderful. Thank you, little one. You are getting better at this. To wake up knowing a pretty girl made my breakfast. It's good to be alive. I swear, that'd be a fantastic time to be alive. Are you kidding me? Perhaps you would enjoy having one resting by your side as well. That's a bit overkill, especially considering the condition of said girl. I recalled the sight of Machiko sleeping yesterday and my cheeks immediately grew red. I quickly sat down at the table trying to distract myself by changing the subject. Bruh, going for the kill, what are you doing? Give her the Dino! You guys knew I was doing it. You guys knew I was bringing it back. I love it. I'm gonna have to use that. I love it so much. I love that word. Anyway, so thanks to you two, I learned a little bit about this world. How about I return the favor and talk about mine? Do you have anything you want to ask? Oh, yes. I want to know, what are the spirits like in your world? Spirits, you say? I thought about her question for a moment before I replied with a sheepish grin. Well, in my world, spirits only exist in folk tales. They appear in stories and certain religions even worship them, but it's not like we got them running around like they do in this world. Folk tales? Worship? Your world's a strange, Taka-kun. Oh, I gave her the wrong voice. Whoops. Aw, that's kind of boring. What about your life? Are you a defender of your village? You said something about Chudo before. What is it? You mean judo? Well, in my world, people go to this place called school. It's basically a place of knowledge where you learn a lot of things before you're considered an adult in our society. But in my world, the defenders are just known as the police. They keep things peaceful and such. I'm just a student. I guess you could say that I'm studying to become a defender, not just of my village, but of my whole country. It was a bit exaggerated, but I felt kind of nice to call myself a defender. I mean, my dude's probably the only defender he probably is a defender in soccer. TBH, but we're not gonna call him out on it. We're not gonna call him out, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna call him out, you know what I'm saying? That sounds weird. Is the police like the army or something, defending the whole nation? Your world is very strange, Takakun. I wouldn't call it strange, Machiko-san. It's this world that's weird. But no, the police is like the guards in the village. We do have an actual army that defends the country, though. Either way, your world sounds like fun, especially if everyone's like you. Anyway, Oh no, no, oh dang it! These oranges all have worms in them. Ew, 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 ew! Oni-sama, did you forget to check them again? Oh, how terrible. I must have become overcome with the fatigue and never gotten around to checking them properly. Big old lazy meanie. I'll just have to go and get some apples instead. As Maiko went outside to grab some apples, my eyes drifted towards Machiko-san, who was observing me with a content smile, clearly pleased with something. Bruh, this, why? I love it, but no. Give her the dino! Give her the dino! Get in there! Get in there! Go, soldier! Move, move, move! I'm sorry. It is such a relief to see her in such a good mood. It has been a tough few months, I must admit. She's been upset that her magical skills have not been progressing as fast as they once did. We all have our ups and downs, especially when it comes to studying. I still remember how I used to dread exams. So little time for my judo, it made me rather sad at times. That does sound rather stressful. Tell me, Takakun, what is it that you study? I'm interested by this school notion. Well, my situation is a bit different from most. While I go to school like everyone else, I actually aim to become an athlete. To explain it in a way that you'd understand, an athlete is someone who practices a certain sport, and those who are among the best end up representing the country. I have an upcoming tournament that will decide whether or not I will be able to represent my country in judo. I think I understand. Your focus is on your strength, while still gathering knowledge to allow yourself a multitude of options. An interesting method. I should thank you. I guess you could say it like that, but why thank me? I believe that your sudden appearance in our world has had a lot to do with Maiko's newfound joy. I can hear her singing something I have never heard in weeks. It warms my heart to see her so overjoyed, and I believe it's because of you. Thank you, Takakun. I doubt that's the only reason, but you're welcome. I smiled bashfully at Machiko before continuing. Then again, I should also thank you. Busting my rear out of jail, I don't want to think about what would have happened, what I would be doing if I was still in the care of that tsundere tyrant. Haha, you are most welcome, but please, do not be so hard on Mayo-chan. There are many things here beyond her control. Mayo-chan or Mayo-chan? Yeah. So she's talking about the guard. Okay, let's hear about this guard. Maybe we get some backstory on the guard now. But perhaps it is out of our hands for now. I still wish to thank you, Takakun. I have been wondering how I might repay you for bringing such joy to Maiko-chan. Repay me? For a moment, my thoughts drifted towards a certain idea, but my cheeks quickly turned scarlet red as the thought. You could. But you could. He totally could. He really could. Like, really could. Oh my god. Oh man, he really could. I'd be in. Do we get that option? If we get that option, I say yes. Pocky, work with me here. I couldn't ask something like that of her. I'm not sure I have anything in mind. I think your smile is enough. You are a true gentleman, Takakun. It's a shame, though. I was thinking such naughty things, too. Can we get a chant going? Give her the dino. Give her the dino. Give her the dino. Give her the dino. Hashtag give her the dino. The fox spirit giggled to herself as she turned towards the garden, watching Maiko struggle to descend from one of the trees with an armful of apples. Michael-chan, there are only 3 of us. Your body does not count for a 4th person. Speaking of a 4th person, it sounded like you two used to talk a lot with the spirit at the shrine. Why'd you get so nervous whenever this series involved? That's not important. Oh, is that a giant bird carrying the seed of the world tree? Oh, maybe it is. I should go in. Ah, Shuri Dono, thank you for visiting us today. Machiko-san is right over there. Ah, Shuri, no, I'm sorry. I've just been terribly busy. Please forgive me, Chiriya-sama. Whoa, to think you get that flustered. Is she that amazing of a person? You don't understand. It is complicated. There are certain skills that I, as a fox spirit, possess. A subtle way of talking or acting that influence how people perceive me. They are, I suppose they would be considered social skills, but for spirits. Shuri is capable of completely negating these and leaves me feeling rather nervous and helpless. I see. So basically, she's immune to your flirting, and connecting the dots in my mind, I pointed the palm of my hand against my forehead. Now I get it. You're afraid of approaching her because this Shuri is a bigger flirt than you. But if she's flirting with you... Oh, I see. You swing that way. 2 for 1? 2 for 1 special? That's a 2 for 1? Yes? Two. I'll take that one and that one. Oh, I get 4 pairs of... 4 pairs? It's so great. It's so great. 2 for 1 deal. 2 for 1 deal. 2 for 1 deal. For some reason, I suddenly felt rather disappointed. That's not true. Well, maybe. I mean, she has an overpowering presence and it does not allow me to properly, do my thing. I'm not sure what you mean by swinging, however. It means that you know, like girls. Oh, really? Well, how about we forget all about Shuri for now and I show you exactly which way I do swing, Takaku. Hey, okay. Hey. That won't be necessary. God dang it, man. Give her the Dino. Give her the Dino. Hashtag give her the Dino. But she must be quite a challenge to deal with, considering... I briefly lowered my voice to a whisper. You're already a handful to deal with once you start your teasing. Haha, you are perhaps less than a gentleman than I thought you to be, Taka-kun. What am I then? A lovable rogue, perhaps? Or maybe you see yourself more of a hero type. Of course I'm a hero. A perverted one, but a hero nonetheless. I think that's a new tagline for the Percolating channel. A perverted one, but a hero nonetheless. Ani-sama, Takani! Welcome back, Maiko-chan. Did the hunt for the golden apple? How did the hunt for the golden apple go? No golden ones, but I got loads of goat ones. Even one that's shaped like a heart. You can have that one, Takani. An apple shaped like a heart. Interesting. Does this mean you're confessing your love to me by giving me this? Maybe I am. I seriously think Ichikawa would kill me if she saw my current situation. Oh yeah, I forgot about her. Yeah, whatever. She'll live. She can get the Dino later. Why, thank you, fair lady. I shall savor every moment of this sweet flavor. Maiko, how could you betray your love of me, your one and only sister? Did our time together mean nothing? Oh my! But I love you too, Oni-sama. I found a super big apple for you. Polygamy at its finest. Fantastic. That was perfect. Well, we better hurry up. We're going to see Tsun-chan. Wait, what? I thought we would at least, like, need to ask her permission and wait until she grew bored enough to reply. I know, but when I was picking apples, I found one of her tiny familiars. She said she wanted to see us today. Oh, poopy. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. I was pretty sure that was at least 2 extra dots there, but you know. Following the directions Michael had received, we set off for the mansion. The 3 of us made our way through the forest, somehow managing to stay on a route that helped with the help of the familiar. It didn't take us very long before we arrived at the place where Michiko had fallen into the river. They say that a cautious fox is worth 2, so we made it past the river without further ado. What? Cautious fox is worth 2. Whatever. So according to these familiars, the shrine is supposed to be up ahead. My gaze had fallen upon a series of steps that went up the hill from the dirt path, a gate standing at the top. I don't know why I had a stroke halfway through reading that. I apologize. Oh no, what could she want from us? She never summons us. She's always bumps into us by chance. Why is she called for us, I wonder? You're so silly. I'm sure it has nothing to be worried about. Maybe she has found a way to stop my headaches. Now that would be truly wonderful, but it's no use guessing. With a stride of confidence in my step, I swiftly climbed the stairs, the girls quickly following in my wake. One was mimicking my old bold steps while the other followed with small, slow paces. Come on, Oni-sama! Why don't we make a game of it to take your mind off of it? We could play Hop Along Dandy. Hop, ha! Maiko-chan. The spunky girl hopped past me, giving out commands that the older sisters seemed to be following. They both moved one step at a time, either hopping, stepping, or jumping to the next step. When one fumbled, the other took another step, and the command switched then to the other girl. The panic that had almost set in had seemingly vanished as Machiko continued the silly little game with her sister. This tune soon reached the top of the steps, and a voice I could have sworn I had heard somewhere before resounded in the air. I slightly remember this voice. I don't know why, but I do. Let's see if I can do it right. How adorable. I'm getting close to my mic, which is why this is now just awkward angles, I'm pretty sure. How adorable. Maiko-chan hasn't changed a bit in all those years, still hopping around on my doorstep like a bunny. Eep! At the sound of the voice, Machiko let out a cry of surprise, her body trembling slightly as its owner revealed herself. Is it the horny lady? Is it the horny lady? The one responsible for Machiko's reaction seemed to be a familiar figure that hopped off the gate with ease and landed gracefully before us, her tail sweeping back and forth through the air. It is the horny lady! 2-for-1 deal! 2-for-1 deal! 2-for-1 deal! I realized I was way off there. 2-for-1 deal! 2-for-1 deal! 2-for-1 deal! 4 pairs? Oh, 4. What? 6 pairs? You're throwing in an extra for free? Yes! Anyway, and Machitan, I'm so delighted to see you here again. It's been a while since we last played. Have you been well? Hi, Su-chan. We were playing a really fun game just now. Hello, Suri-sama. We are doing well, thank you. It did look like a very cute game. Then again, it might have been because you two are really cute girls were playing it. Oh yeah, yep, I sees it. I sees it. Still, I'm surprised you didn't join them, human. Couldn't keep up with their steps. I was more interested in meeting you than playing some game. How unfortunate. To ignore the appeal that games hold, it isn't healthy to always look upon life with such a serious and worrisome attitude. Isn't that right, dear Machi-chan? That's not fair, Su-chan. Takani didn't know the rules, and it wouldn't be fair to bring someone in halfway, If he learns how to play, I'm sure he'll join us next time. It's not, healthy. The girl took a deep breath and closed her eyes, composing herself. Michael's right. Taka-kun has yet to learn the game. It's not his fault. I'm just teasing him, dearest. There's no need to get so worked up. But I'm glad that you all are here. One thing surprises me, however. What is it? The fact that your precious Taka-kun is here with you. Doesn't it strike you as both odd, a human like him, being so friendly with spirits? The last time I recall seeing such a thing was when Machitan was but a toddler. This has me curious. Why is he with you rather than some of his own kind? That's the guards from the village. They arrested him because of our actions. He helped us escape, and was arrested instead. We rescued him and allowed him to stay with us. It's fine. I swear, it's just a nice human. He seems to be not from around here though. You need not take offense, my dear. I simply find it rather fascinating to see a human defend a spirit. I'm well aware that he is not from our village. I take little interest in the closed-minded humans of this realm, so your assumptions are correct. This boy is not a being of this world. Well, I guess the elder was right. I don't know how he called that, but he was right. I don't know how he called that at all. And yet, he might end up playing an important role whether he likes it or not. I already told Maiko-chan and Machiko-san this before, but it doesn't matter to me whether they're spirits or not. I like this place. That said, I'd still like to get back to my own world. Don't judge me. I have an important tournament to prepare for. All right. Your upcoming battle. Let's take this discussion inside, shall we? We will await your return, Taka-kun. It seemed like the sisters could no longer accompany me. Feeling nervous, my steps grew a bit hesitant as I followed the spirit inside. So what, they can't come in? The spirit's not allowed into her home? Like, is it not like vampires? You just invite them in, they're cool? Then, okay, whatever. I guess we gotta have a private chat. There goes my 2-for-1 sale. Here we are, the place of our very first conversation. I guess now would be a good time to introduce myself. My name is Shuri, and just like your two companions out there, I am one of the spirits that inhabits this realm. But you're different from them, aren't you? Oh, wait, hold up. Wow, that was the wrong voice. But you're different from them, aren't you? How observant of you. Yes, there's a difference between myself and most other spirits. Spirits abide to a rather simple hierarchy. The stronger the spirit, the higher their standing. Then again, strength is often associated with experience. So what, you're saying that you're an ancient being or something? I wouldn't go that far, Takahiro. It's rude to question a girl's age. I mean, I'm down. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for a sugar mama. Although this lady's probably older than most sugar canes, so, you know. Whatever. I'm still in. I'm in. Tag me in, coach. But let's move on to the subject of your desire to return to your own world. You're going to send me back? Great! I'm afraid sending you back is beyond my capabilities. Oh, hold on. Weren't you the one who sent me here in the first place? Like, hold up. Like, that's actually, like, true that. Like, time out. That's not fair. You can't just bring me from somewhere else and then bring me back into, like not be able to bring me back. You can't just drag me somewhere and then not be able to take me back. Like, that's just not fair. I'm gonna need you to get your spirit capabilities under control here. Oh, whoa, okay. I'm afraid that wasn't the case. It was your wish that sent you here. During our first encounter, I did mention that this place was special, didn't I? Now that I thought about it, she did mention something along those lines. I briefly closed my eyes, trying to recall what she had said before. This is a place like no other. Oh, those really crappy PNGs are in the background still. That's right. Having spent time with the fox spirits, you likely already know that there is magic in this world. However, it's not as though Maiko-chan herself possesses said magic. Rather, her body is simply able to connect with it. That sounds a bit complicated. The bodies of people who are incapable of using magic create a special type of link to the magic of this world. Try to imagine it like this. The magic within this world flows through several gateways. We commonly refer them as mana gateways. Those who possess the ability to use magic draw on the mana flowing from these gates. A different term for these people is mana receivers. So you're also drawing on this magic. Ha, no. No, my boy. I am borrowing the magic of this realm. I'm powerful enough to perform magic on my own. However, this shrine is located on a mana gateway, which could explain why the shrine in your world is said to be capable of granting wishes. Then why can't you use that magic to send me back? Because it is not my magic that brought you here. It's the magic of the shrine, or rather the world itself, that pulled you into this realm. So what you're saying is that I'm stuck here forever? Not forever. You simply need to carry out the will of the world. Oh, great. You're saying that this world has a will of its own now, and how the hell am I gonna find out what it wants me to do? That's what you have me for, silly. I'm the guardian of this shrine, so obviously I know of its intentions. In your case, the task you were given was quite a harsh one. Don't tell me I have to collect wedding sashes. And marry Machi-san in the process. You wish. Dang, okay. I do kind of wish. TBH. Teasing aside, the region is having its fair share of problems. Spirits and humans have lived apart for a long time, but it wasn't always like this. Wait, spirits have a world of their own? Yes, but the realm has started to merge with this one, causing some spirits to find themselves trapped here. Unfortunately, this is what happened before the more powerful spirits had the opportunity to reverse the damage done. Does that mean that Machiko-san and Maiko-chan they don't belong in this world? Although neither of them likely realized this, they were much like the human toddlers when they first arrived in this world. I slowly started to understand the reason why the fox spirits and the villagers were on such bad terms. Anyone would be I'm having a lot of strokes reading through this. Also, I just realized I really got close to the camera while I was reading. Don't you just enjoy my lovely face really close to yours? The little ASMR, we can go ahead and talk to each other right now. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with that joke. Anyone would be restless if beings from another world that you had never heard of suddenly showed up at your doorstep. Is that why there's always so much tension between them and the villagers? I'm afraid that the Fox sisters became the victims of a misunderstanding. You see, Machi-tan and Mako-chan aren't the only spirits within this realm. There are others, which cause things to escalate. You mean there are other fox spirits? Not fox spirits, but other spirits. They were sent into this realm just like the sisters, but unfortunately, they were sent rather far from here. While Machi-tan and Maiko-chan were close enough to me for me to care for them, the others weren't so lucky. What do you mean? Did something happen to them? Along with Maiko-chan and Machi-tan, four other spirits were sent here when the world briefly merged. Unlike the Fox sisters, those four didn't have anyone to watch over them. As a result, they grew rather spoiled and wild. So what you're saying is, spirits going wild, it sounded like a recipe for trouble. I know I'm really out of frame, and I will back up as soon as I'm done reading through this, I promise. Actually, let me go ahead and try to back up now. There you go. Sound like a recipe for trouble. Yes, they grew oblivious to the human way, to the way the human society worked, and their behavior made humans mistake them for monsters. Even now, those girls and their games are mistaken as acts of violence. As a result, tensions arose between the spirits and humans. So Machiko-san and Maiko-chan are discriminated against because of those spirits? You could say that, yes. Then why wouldn't you try to stop them? Because I can't leave this forest. I am the guardian spirit of the shrine. I cannot leave my domain. She seems pissed off just now. I just realized that. She got real pissed off real quick. I couldn't help but wonder what the purpose of all this talk about spirits served. Could it have been something to do with finding my way back home? Do you think solving the problem with these spirits could be my ticket out of here? Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if dealing with those spirits would solve the problem between the spirits and humans. It would be difficult to track them down, but there may be an opportunity for you soon. Soon. An opportunity? An opportunity? I'm sensing one of them, heading through the forest towards the village. If you can convince Machitan and Machiko-chan to help you protect the village, the villagers might be willing to accept them. That did make sense. If Machiko and Maiko were seen protecting the village from a possible threat, they might be forgiven for the panties incident. Do you think it'll work? Only time will tell. For now, you better get the girls and make haste towards the village before the wild spirit causes any more damage. Ooh. Nodding my head in agreement, I quickly ran outside trying to think of how I could convince Machiko-san and Maiko-san to help me save the village. Surely they would be better off known as heroes rather than pranksters. However, I doubted that the sisters held feelings of fondness towards the villagers, considering their continued treatment of the two girls. I wonder how he'll solve the challenge set before him. Hold up, you can't start turning into the narrator, lady. Alright? This is my story. You get the hell out of here, alright? This is my story, not your story. It's my story. Mine. Not yours. I just pointed to the audience. This is your story too. Boop. Too much Overwatch. I'm sorry. It's Sombra. Anyway. I found Machiko and Maiko talking near the steps leading back into the forest. The two girls looked like they were playing a game similar to hopscotch on the wide shrine steps. It was time for me to figure out how to convince the girls. Ah, Taka-kun, is everything alright? You look worried. Suri told me something interesting. Ooh, what was it? Did she tell you Oni-sama's bust size? Can I get that information somewhere? Please? I'd love to have that information for science reasons. Michael! Owie! No, nothing like that. And even if she offered to, I would have said no. I'm a gentleman after all. She told me about some recent events, and I think I found a way to get you both accepted by the village. Wait, what did she tell you? She has told us nothing. Wait, she has not told us a thing. She didn't go into too many details. She just told me that there's some wild spirits caused a lot of trouble for the villagers and gave you guys a bad reputation. If we can convince the villagers that the other spirits are just playing, maybe we can figure out a way to protect them, and if you can show up to help me, maybe they'll warm up to you. Yay! That'll work for sure! Suchan and Takani are so smart! I just hit my light. Whoa! Wait! Michael, calm down. Taka-kun, there's no way the villagers will accept us that easily. Even if we convince the elder, the two guards will never forgive us for our theft. I firmly believe that it is better to try something and fail than to regret not having tried. I mean, those girls will probably be upset, but maybe they will be more willing to listen to your story if we save the village. It's better to try something and fail than regret not having tried. But won't you be sad if you fail despite having tried so hard? Well, it will only hurt if I fail. Nothing is ever set in stone, so it never hurts to try. Okay, this got into a really philosophical thing right now. It's really weird. While I was rather certain that this idea would work, I knew I first had to convince the two girls. With the amount of confidence my tone carried, I was hopeful that it was only a matter of time before Machiko would begin to consider it. I'm not so sure, Taka-kun. Do you really want to face the wrath of Mayo head on? If it's for the sake of my friends, sure. And if we're lucky, she'll finally show that dare side of her. Aww. I'm up for it. I want to play with the people in the village. I want to be able to eat the delicious smelling foods and learn all about them. What about you, Michael-san? Don't you want to be able to walk around without the constant fear of being chased down by angry villagers? This could be the point. This could be the only chance we have. I suppose. With both of you being so enthusiastic, I do not have much of a choice in the matter. It would be nice to buy sake from the human world. Spirit sake is rather bland. That's the spirit! God damn it, Barb. We should hurry to the village then. Very well, Taka-kun. Wow, I actually finally was able to peek my mic. Va! Anyway, meanwhile in the village, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The two guards who had just returned from patrolling the area found their village in an uproar. Chaos reigned supreme as villagers fled their homes screaming about some monster that had appeared in the marketplace. Armed with their weapons, the two rushed off to deal with the threat. Hey, we're... Tsundere Tyrant! Mio! Hey! We know these guys! Another attack so soon? First those crafty fox crooks sneak in, twice, and now this? Hikage, report! What is it this time? Several shop owners report seeing the same girl enter their shops, take food, and eat it without paying. Afterwards, she seemed to turn see-through and melt away. She was reported nearby, but how can one girl cause this much havoc? Those useless guardsmen. Hikage, come with me. We will deal with this one girl ourselves. I don't know if I can. What do you mean? Oh, a spirit. Right, Narumi. I need you to ensure that no one gets near the gate. No one gets near. I'm trusting you with this. Much to the relief of Narumi, the katana-wielding girl approached a nearby shop, which had a crowd of people gathering around it. Wait. I actually don't get what that means. Anyway, I tried to read through that to see. I don't get what that means. Much to the relief of Narumi, the katana-wielding girl approached the nearby shop, had a crowd of people gathering around it. Devious monster, show yourself! This instant, surrender yourself and I might let you go free. However, the moment she tried to enter the building, a large pink mass surged outward, knocking her back onto the ground. Mio! In the shadow of a nearby building, a figure could be seen rustling about. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a girl, seemingly occupied downing several bottles of sake before she dropped them and turned to look at the person who had interrupted her. When she finally moved on to the light, it became clear she wasn't a villager, but a girl covered in slime from head to toe. Whoa, okay, slime girl, you're weird. Alright, that's weird. That's weird hentai material right there. Yeah, that gets weird real fast. I spilled that tasty drink because you surprised me. Now I'm sad. I should try to get her a voice. I spilled that tasty drink because you surprised me. Now I'm sad. What the? Ahem. You are not welcome here, spirit. You have caused chaos, and that tasty drink, as you said, was not yours. You're a thief and a nuisance. Leave immediately. I'm not a thief. And what's a nuisance? You're just trying to act like a smarty pants because I don't know those fancy words. Typical. It means you're a bother. You do not belong here. Liar. The forest is my home. And this place is part of the forest. Therefore, I am not a thief. Everything in the forest belongs to me and my sisters, including you. What do you mean? Don't try anything funny, Spirit. I have fought against your kind before, and I am still standing strong here today. Hikage, evacuate the people!
Seems like the human girl wants to play.
Do not belittle my ability to defend this village! Ha! The girl lunged forward with her katana drawn and slashed through the spirit's body. However, the part that she sliced through sealed up almost as quickly, rendering the attack completely ineffective.
Ha! That tickles.
With the sword stuck inside the slime girl's body, the spirit quickly lashed forward, spraying several jets of slimy substance at the female guard, who soon discovered that her clothes began to melt away.
Let's see how confident you are without your sword. And clothes.
Humming the last part with childish playfulness, the slime girl pushed the starting to harden. Wait, hold on. I missed an entire like line. You know, I'm good at English and reading. I passed the 3rd grade. Push the swordsman down. Humming the last part with childful playfulness, the slime girl pushed the swordsman down onto the grass. The slime that had been splattered onto her started to harden, causing her to stick to the ground. If this doesn't look straight out of a hentai scene, I don't know what does. Anyway. What the? Let me go! Cheater! Devious fiend!
You're the one who tried to use a sword against me. Don't you know that girls like me can easily avoid such things? Besides, this way I can continue eating in peace. Now be a good girl and stay here while I grab some more yummies.
Never! I will not rest until you have been vanquished! Damn you!
It's useless. Once my slime hardens, a puny human like you won't be able to break out of it, especially one who is powerless without a sharp stick.
I assure you, I am more than just a monkey with a sharp stick. You will never break my stamina. You will never break me silent. I hope she just like sprays stuff over her mouth. That would be hilarious, personally, but not good for the situation, but it'd be hilarious. Mew struggled, clenching her fist in an effort to try and free herself. The slime cracked here and there, but nothing indicated that it was ready to yield.
Yes. You're a stuck monkey, but you're kind of loud. It's giving me a headache.
The slime girl playfully tapped her forehead as Mio continued her desperate attempts to break free. Just answer me this. Why do you spirits target us? You could go anywhere. You could spend your days hidden deep within your forest, and yet constantly attacking us, constantly throwing our lives around like they're nothing.
But the forest is boring. There isn't anyone around to play with aside from my sisters. You humans are such a curious bunch. But it's no fun when you all rise your swords, torches, and pitchforks whenever we visit.
You know what else isn't fun? Having to rebuild our homes every time you visit. We do not want our lives ruined every time you feeling bored and wish to play. We are not toys, you monsters. We are humans, proud and wise, strong beings with souls and minds. We will not stand by idly while you terrorize our people.
I'm not too sure about pride and strength. You do realize that if it wasn't for my slime, you'd be giving the villagers a show they wouldn't soon forget.
Don't you? That's not... You're the one who... My clothes are... That's not important right now. If it wasn't for this goo, I would still have my clothes on. Fiend, monster, bratty little thing!
Oh, so you want me to remove my slime? I guess you're kind of annoying with that nagging and all. Maybe I need to punish you a bit.
Okay. So, I think I'm gonna have to censor this part, so, you know. Let's watch. And Slime Girl smiled mischievously at Mio as the slime that covered the girl's body started to compress, almost painfully so. Ow! This is nothing to compare to what the village has to endure.
I only came by to get some yummies. You're the ones who decided to make a show out of it.
You took from many shops without paying for it.
Actually,
Maybe I should wrap you up in a cocoon and drag you back to my home. Then I wouldn't have to visit the village to play with someone. If that is what it takes, I would do anything to protect this village and the people in it. If you promise that you won't return to the village, then... You aren't exactly in a position to make demands. Stop! You can't go in there! There they are, Michael-chan! Use your magic! Right! The sound of running footsteps came from the crowd when suddenly the slime girl felt her body growing warmer, small flames, sparks seemingly floating around her body, causing her body to slowly melt. At the same time, from amidst the crowd, 3 figures appeared to keep the slime girl from her prey. 2 fox spirits, one muttering an incantation of sorts, while the other was holding some sort of ritualistic staff. Trailing behind them was the naginata wielding guard, accompanied by a young man. Please, Narumi-san. We're trying to help you. I don't want to have to stop you. If you think you can save Mayo, then okay. Just know that if any funny business goes down, I will chop your head clean off. Okay, calm down. Right. I hope the girls know what they're doing. Sakura, what are you doing here? You, Fox! While the slime girl was being distracted by the fox spirits, I ran over to Mayo's side, using all my strength to pull up the slime that covered her. However, all I seemed to manage was a slight tear. Freeing the girl was clearly going to take a while. They're here to help, so use your energy for something useful, like getting rid of this damn slime. Ah, Machiko, have you come to play as well? Please tell your sister to stop her spell. It feels rather tingly. Michael, keep up the good work. No, Sakura, I have not come to play. Oh, Sakura. Oh, hold up. Pause. Is that the name of the slime girl? Okay, we'll see. I have not come to play. You are a fool, a bubble-brained moron. Why are you harassing the villagers? If you wanted food, you know you could have come to the mansion. Meanie, Machiko. You can't tell me what to do. Not to mention, the food from the village is tastier than the fruit at your place. Besides, I just wanted to play with them a bit. But then they started screaming and this monkey girl with her sharp stick tried to scare me away. I will not stand for these insults! You just wait until I'm free. Shut up! Shut up! You, Tsundere, shut up! Mayo, shut up! Anyway. Ani-sama, the spell is almost done. If I keep going, it might. Just a little more. Little one, Sakura, I do not wish for this to end this way. You know what will happen if Mako's spell is allowed to continue. You might get stuck in your midget form for a long time, and I am certain you do not want that. Leave this village, please. You're going to melt me? That's unfair. My sisters won't be happy to hear Machiko and Maiko sided with silly humans. When all I was doing was having some fun, I'll be back. And with those words, the slime girl melted into a pool of water and soon disappeared from sight. Oh man, that was intense. That was actually pretty cool. Once the slime girl had disappeared from the village, I succeeded in tearing off the slime that covered Maya. However, as the slime shattered into a million tiny pieces, Maya was left without any form of covering, causing me to quickly cover my eyes. Don't you dare look at me! Scrambling to her feet, the girl rushed away, most likely in search of a change of clothes. With the slime girl gone, the villagers turned toward the fox spirits with confused gazes. The tension in the air was thick. No one knew what to expect. Finally, a familiar figure emerged from within the crowd. The elder? Yeah, the elder! It's a pleasure to finally meet you again, Takahiro-kun. Even if the circumstances could have been better. What are you saying, elder? That man is clearly in cahoots with the spirits. Hey, shut up, Frank. God, fucking Frank, man. Wait a second. These girls just wanted to help. Oni-sama, my head hurts. It's okay, dear. I'm here. Just hold on to me tightly. I'll protect you, and so will Taka-kun. It's a trap! Silence! How dare you act with such hostility towards those who just saved your lives? crowd seemed to rather startled by the firmness in the old man's voice. Wait. Oh yeah. But soon obeyed, some of them feeling rather ashamed all of a sudden. It is clear that you and your companions did not come here with ill intentions, Takahiro-kun. I must ask you to forgive the people and their nervousness and hostility. As you have most likely noticed, contact between the spirits and humans has been rather problematic at best. I understand the concern, but will you at least hear me out? Very well. If that is what you desire, then it will be at least we can do for those who have helped save our village upon this day. However, let us wait for the chief to return. I believe it will be important for her to hear what you have to say. I'll go find her, Oji-sama. Feeling grateful that the elder had granted me the chance to carry out my plan, we waited for Mayo to return. Thankfully, the elder brought us somewhere private where Machiko could tend to Maiko without the village looking on in contempt. Ugh, how many times am I gonna have to say it? I'm sorry. I froze, okay? I panicked. Your sword is stronger than my naginata. What was I even going to accomplish by? That is unacceptable. I will reprimand. What are those creatures doing here, Elder-sama? This is highly unorthodox. Bitch. She's highly unorthodox. Shh, Mako-chan. These are our guests, Sukinodo. Sikonodono. You shall treat them with the respect they deserve. Now take a seat and listen to their tale. That is in order. I understand, Elder-sama. First and foremost, let me express my gratitude for helping save this village. While Sukinodono Brave's attempt to stop the spirit allowed us to prevent any further damage, I fear that her fate would have been much worse had the spirit been allowed to continue its rampage. Therefore, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for saving Sukinodono and this village. Takahiro-kun, and you as well, Fox Spirits. No problem. Suchan told us to do it. Besides, Sakura's a stupid, smelly meanie pants. We humbly accept your gratitude, Elder-sama. Narumi-chan, Sukinodono. Thank you, Maiko-chan, Chi-chan, Machiko-san. You really helped us out there. You've got more guts than me. That girl had me terrified. Have you not considered that they might be working together with that monster and that this is all just a ruse to sneak into the village and steal what little resources we have left? The elder sighed before his gaze sharpened, his tone surprisingly stern in comparison to how he had just been talking. His voice was so harsh that both girls visibly flinched at the sound of it. Mayo! You seem to underestimate the power of these spirits. If those three had joined forces, there would possibly have been no village left to defend. The man sighed deeply, shaking his head before continuing. You should be grateful. We would not stand a chance if all those spirits were to conspire against us. Do you need me to remind you that we can barely stand on our own ground against even one of them? Elder-sama, you must understand, due to my situation, I simply cannot pretend to be friends with a spirit. Not after everything they have done to us, but for now, I will at least remain silent on the matter. Yo, calm down, yo. I gotta adjust my mic. I'm sorry if that was messing that up. No, if that was loud, I apologize, but I was just adjusting the mic a little bit. Dang it, Mayo, just let it be. 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 There's more at stake here than my personal feud. Know this, Fox Spirits. If I find either one of you doing anything suspicious, I will personally find out whether my sword goes through you as ineffectively as it did with that monster. There shall be no talk of such things within this house. Now, Takahiro-kun, you mentioned you wanted to tell us something. Could it be related to your younger companion's comment? I find it curious to hear her mention the name of an old spirit such as Suri. Actually, what I'm about to tell you is something I learned directly from her.
You mean you met her in person?
I nodded my head firmly. There's a reason behind the spirit's attitude towards humans, and doesn't it strike you as odd that there are only certain spirits in particular area? That the spirits are only in this particular area?
It is true that there has been no spirit sightings outside of this region, but what does that have to do with us?
It has something to do with this region. Apparently, you see, the spirits here aren't from this world.
You mean to say...
Takakun, what are you saying? We are spirits, but surely we are still of this world. Anisama, does that mean? Shuri told me you probably wouldn't remember it because of how young you were when it happened. But spirits have a world of their own. Some accident caused both worlds to merge temporarily. Then why aren't there more spirits around? The whole thing wasn't apparently dealt with before it got out of hand, but a few spirits became trapped here. Machiko-san, Michael-chan, and 4 other spirits were unfortunate enough to get stuck here. I think Shuri willingly came here to watch over them. You remember being with Shuri for a while, don't you? That's none of your business. Su-chan took care of us for a little while, but then she took us to the mansion and sort of just left us there. Now we can only visit her when she wants us to.
What about these other 4 spirits?
Even though she's a powerful spirit, Shuri has to follow certain rules. Because of that, she wasn't able to reach the other spirits. I don't know what to say. I need a moment. Might I use another room to compose myself? I'll show you. I can take you somewhere and look after you to make sure you don't do anything fiendish and all. Come on, Chi. Machiko-san, this way. When Machiko and Narumi left the room, I sighed and turned my focus back onto the conversation. Now about the panty thief.
Alright, they did seem rather adamant that getting their hands on those for some reason. What was the purpose of that? Should these girls have undergarments of their own?
It was a simple mistake. I needed a maiden silk for my spell. How was I supposed to know that it was something other than silky things girls wear? It was all a misunderstanding. None of them knew that maiden silk is another word for a wedding sash. Innocent, huh? If they really thought that, they could have just used their own. Yeah, that's where you're wrong. Onisama and I don't have any. You two?
I think we should move on to a different matter.
Not touching it. Nope. Where's my 10-foot pole? I don't have it, but I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. Okay, so check this. Please check out this old man's face. I didn't notice this in the video, but oh my god, his face. His freaking face, man. Oh, my dude is so embarrassed. He didn't want to talk about this at all. I didn't say anything in the video because I didn't notice it, but god dang it, I came back and re-recorded this because that's hilarious. Alright, I'm done. We can continue now. Yeah, moving on. Shiori suggested that we find a way to help you guys out. If we can make you trust us, we figured that maybe you would make us a sash.
Why would you need such an item?
Silly man. I already told you I needed it for a spell. Michael-chan, this guy isn't a magician. He doesn't know what you're talking about. Basically, Michael-chan has been researching a spell that would allow her to travel to another realm.
Why would she desire such a power?
Imagine being stuck far away from this village. You don't have any way of returning to your loved ones. To make matters worse, you're in a place you don't know with beings unlike anything you've ever seen before. Now let's say that you had the power that would let you go anywhere you want. Where would you want to go?
Are you saying that?
Yes. Even they weren't aware of it, they must have subconsciously felt they were different from you. They only wanted
to go home.
Home. Kinda, I guess. I just want to cast the spell to see what would happen. Su-chan told me that if I ever felt like that, I should ask her first and go with it. So I did. And since she didn't warn me about anything, I figured it was just like any other spell. I think it's normal, Michael-chan. Whether it's humans or spirits, everyone wants a place where they can call their own. A place where they are accepted for who they are. Isn't that right, Elder-sama? But you accepted me for who I am, don't you, Takani? I would certainly feel sad if everyone ended up rejecting me simply because of who I am. Surely not all spirits are good at heart, but perhaps we have been too quick in labeling them all evil. For a moment, I saw the elder's eyes wander sideways towards the room Narumi and Michael-chan had moved to, and his gaze softened. Unfortunately, some of us have suffered quite a lot at the hands of spirits. It will take time for people to come to terms with those feelings, Takahiro-kun. Okay. Meanwhile, in a room off to the side of the main room, the guard lieutenant was watching over the older fox spirit as she seemed to be in grips with a minor panic attack. No, this can't be right. This can't be true. I'm from this world. I belong here, don't I? Maybe you should sit down or like lay back or something. Can I get you a pillow if you'd like? Or no, you cannot possibly understand. You cannot know what it's like to have everything you know your whole life just pulled from under you completely. Actually, I do. What do you mean? It was a while ago. I was still a kid, maybe 5 years old. There was an incident involving those other spirits. I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a big fire and my parents got trapped inside. They never made it out, so yeah, don't tell me I don't know what it's like to have your whole life torn apart. I am sorry. I did not know. I could not have known. That almost makes it worse. You should know. You should know exactly what you did to me and how it made me feel. Pardon? I don't know what you're talking about. Narumi, was it? Narutan. What? That's what you used to call me, Chi-chan. You used to call me Naruto. Oh my god. We used to play together almost every day. That's how you should know. I was with you when the incident happened and you don't even remember it. The girl collapsed onto one knee, clutching her head. I remember the village glowing orange. A girl younger, resembling you. Why can I not remember this before? Machiko. My head hurts. I remember seeing you cry. I remember it for your parents, and I screamed for your parents, and then you were calling out my name as I ran. I had to. The villagers, they wanted to catch us, all spirits. They didn't care that we had been playing by the river all day. I couldn't explain it. I had to run. I can't believe it. Naruto, I am so sorry. The fox spirit reached out for the guard who had pulled back instinctively. As she did, the pain seemed to disappear, and Machiko looked more relieved than anything. I know, not yet. No, not yet. I can't just forget about all that. This isn't easy, but you did stand up to that slime creature. The one you called Sakura. You risked your life for Mayo and for the village, and that's worth giving you a chance for. I can't promise a miracle though, because she's barely even listens to me, but I'll try to talk her down. She really isn't that cold, heartless captain everyone thinks she is. Thank you. Thank you for giving us a chance, Naruto. I promise Michael and I will do our best. Perhaps you could tell us more about the incident. I'd rather not. It isn't a happy story. But if you do me a favor, I might be willing to tell you more. I want to get stronger. I couldn't do anything earlier today. I couldn't protect anyone. I don't have the brains for magic or anything like that, but Takahiro guy knows some pretty flashy moves. If you can get him to teach me some, I'll tell you more about what happened. Deal, Chi-chan? I'm not too sure. That seems like a bit of an unfair deal on my part. Perhaps you could sweeten it for me just a little? Always the charmer, huh? Alright, how about this? I'll tell you something about when we were younger. Like when we used to play together in the woods near the village. There's a little stream that we used to fish in. Sometimes you would sneak into the village with me and we'd play pranks on the shop owners, knocking doors, running away, silly kid stuff. You even show me your magic, your illusion abilities, but you said you didn't like doing it all that much because it made Michael cry. That's right. When Michael saw me transform for the first time, she got so scared she ran away and nearly hurt herself. How could I possibly have forgotten that? Naruto, thank you for telling me that. I swear, I will get Takakun to help you. Thank you. The girl stepped forward once again, this time wrapping her arms around the surprised guard, who did not pull back. As the two women hugged each other tightly, the fox spirit began trembling. Hey, come now. We should probably get back to the others. They probably wonder where we've gone. Forgive me for my absence. I must admit I did not expect such revelations, Takakun. Have you explained the situation? Yeah, I think they get it now, but it's probably going to take a while for the villagers to accept you. I do believe it will be in everyone's best interest to see the true nature of the fox spirits. While I can't promise that the friendship will be forged today, let it be known that from now on, the fox spirits are welcome in our village and will receive the same respect as any guest should. Thank you, Elder-sama. My sisters and I are very grateful for your hospitality. However, the laws of this village shall apply to you three as well. Takahiro-kun, I believe it would be in your best interest to learn more about the village. Tsukino-do, Narumi-chan, I leave him in your care. And try not to put him back in the cell, you two. You got it, Oji-sama. We'll do our best. What about Machiko-chan and Chi-chan, Machiko-san? I would like them to stay here for the time being. We need to discuss what to do should the other spirits choose to return. Elder-sama, I would like to stay with you for that conversation. It is my duty to protect the village and those within it from any perceived dangers. That includes you. I also believe it would serve me well to hear this firsthand. Of course, I expected nothing less. Tsukino-do, Narumi-chan, how about you take Takahiro-kun for a walk? And do not think that this is a date, young man. You are going to need more than that to show earlier. You're going to need more than that show earlier to earn the right to date my granddaughter. Aww, that's cool. That's cute. The man laughed heartily, and as I blushed, smiling weakly. At least I wouldn't end up cuffed and brought back into a jail cell this time. Maybe it would even turn out to be a pleasant experience. Alright, guys. This has been a bit longer than I expected, but the story just keeps getting better. I enjoy it so much. I initially picked it up, of course, for the shock value, and I wanted to play a visual novel, and it seemed really interesting. So I'm glad that I finally did. I'm glad that we have this series, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. If you guys are enjoying it, what are you guys thinking about the series so far? Let me know who your favorite character so far is down below. Let me know what you think of the voices, the really dumb, stupid voices that I'm doing, and all the other stuff about the series. Just go ahead and let me know. Talk to me down in the comments. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. And like I said, this is one of those things you can just kind of throw up while you're doing anything like chores or while you're doing like dishes or whatever. You don't have to particularly watch every single part of it. It's one of those things you can kind of throw on like kind of like a podcast. So if you guys are enjoying it, let me know. If there's anything more that you think should be added or could be added, let me know. But for the most part, we're done here. Guys, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. This is Perk, and I'm out. Peace.